news show, the show we have every week to keep ourselves updated with the interesting news. The other news is interesting, but we do loads of unpolitical news, but still interesting and still have opinions. So welcome everybody. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got a lot of different stories, haven't we?
No, we certainly have.
We have indeed. No, we'll just get into it. Right, what story shall we do first?
The exciting one.
It's raining at the moment, so it's got quite a lot of rain. I don't really want it to rain, but it's raining. I don't want it.
I don't want it to rain.
Well, it's because I have to. I just don't want it to at the moment. Choose another day to rain, but not today. So you might have noticed I potted out. I left and I went out. And this weekend we're still on the same week. This weekend, and we went to York. And when we were in York, we went and we went to a very exciting event which literally had pretty much the best when it comes to biking there. I couldn't believe it. They just all sort of were there. Like, if you wanted to find out where the best people for, motorbikes are, they were just there, weren't they?
There was a lot
of
people.
They were just like here, like right here now. So there's a lot of people. There's the fastest woman inside the world. There was loads of world record holders, but there was a lot of people that had records, but they don't necessarily do world records because up to them they have different things that class as world records, but not as famous as world records. So there's things where they have the records, but it doesn't class as that because they have a different class. But no, it's very confusing. Fastest bike inside the world was there. All these are going to be videos coming. There was loads of fast people. I actually got to race and win with the fastest what's it called? Double car. What's it called? Sidecar. I actually got to be them and we won the race, which that video was already out. It was really fun. It was really fun, was that? Because we went round and we did loads of stuff, and we went down to the bottom, which you didn't see because obviously it's so far away. We did that, and then we said, right, he goes to me, he goes, do you want to race somebody? Oh yeah. And because he saw this person getting lined up, so there was two people, there was another bike, believe it or not, and they were lining up, and he saw they were lined up, and he thought, why don't we have an unofficial race? But after by the end of it, obviously it was official. And we were like, right, yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll do it. He's like, I'm telling you what to do. He's like, I don't want to do it. So then because he knew I wanted to do it, and I was fine, and he was like, right, we'll go for it. So we got all ready, and he was looking, I was looking. It was so fun because it was like you were just doing a race, which we were doing a race, but it was like, felt like proper, like, it was like we were, at the TT and we were the top of the dog, which he is, but, And then we set off and it was, flying, and it was really good. It was really good.
Oh, that's right. Fun. Anyway, Neville's on.
Hello, Neville.
Tracy's on.
Hello, Linda.
Adrian's
Hello.
on.
I don't have enough time to say hello.
Oh, sorry. Adrian's on.
Hello, Adrian.
And Anders is on.
Hello.
They'll say hello.
Yes, and it was weird because of when we were getting geared up to go, it was like everybody was looking at you, and it was weird because you're like, okay, everyone was looking at you. And then when you got back in, because they opened the gates and then closed them, when they got back in, they opened the gates, everybody was looking at you again. So it was like you're coming in, everybody was like, hi. It was like, wow. It was like you.
A TT race.
Yeah, and you just come off the track. But the thing is, I was lower down, so the TT race would be higher up, so you were looking up at these people, and they were all looking down at you, and I was like, hello. And then we got off, and I wasn't aware we won yesterday. I didn't know we won. And then he turns around and he goes, oh, we won. I was like, did we? I was like, yeah. So it was very good, was that? Yeah. And I also got to sit on the fastest bike inside the world as well, which was steam powered, can you believe?
Which is Force of Nature, which brings us on to our first story, which you've probably seen it. Force of Nature steam rocket bike. It was absolutely spectacular, wasn't it? I think just for me, it made it. It just absolutely did. And if people watch the video, you can see it going. It was just absolutely unbelievable, wasn't it?
It was.
Just being next to it.
And I nearly missed it because it was getting lined up, and it was only because he put his hand up, and I thought, So I thought there was going to be some form of announcement to tell me, right?
There was no announcement. You just had to wait, and luckily my camera was on. I thought, he could be going soon. And I managed to get him all in shot, but it was difficult to move the camera to follow him.
But I was holding live.
And it was bright, wasn't it? So the screen was a bit hard to see, but we managed to get him. But it was just wonderful, wasn't it? It really did bring a tear to your eye, didn't it?
And so he went off and he had all this, it was just brilliant. We got a great photo, which was a good thing that we would have photographed. So
we got this really crap photo that nobody wanted to see.
So
he was really impressed when we showed him the photo, actually.
Yeah, he was really happy with it. He liked the video, and then because he was looking at the video and the picture, he started looking at points because he's constantly improving his bike, isn't he? And then because of he saw a photo, he saw points he was going to improve, didn't he?
Yeah, it said all about the.
Oh no, I don't know if it was points improved or the points he has improved. He saw them
he said
working.
about the steam coming out of it. So I don't.
I think he was saying that points that have worked, not points.
Ah, got it. Right, so this picture here. This is the picture I took of him. There. Now if you see, I'm going to make it larger. It meant he could see how the steam was coming out the back of the bike. And he was really happy with it, that first bit. There it's like a rectangle and it's thick. And that's what he was saying.
So, but
Well done me.
We were part of the team, weren't we?
We were part of the Force of Nature team for about, 33, 34 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we helped him through the day.
Yeah, we did. We helped him,
Moral
chatting to him.
support, and you know, we were supporting him a lot, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of support there.
Yeah.
You know, we did our part.
Yeah.
And on that day,
You keep taking that piece of paper.
I thought it might
Anyway, the Force of Nature is a steam-powered, as we've said, rocket motorcycle, and it's built for drag racing, record-breaking exhibitions and events. It uses the latent energy of superheated, pressured water released through de Laval nozzles, where it turns to steam and creates the thrust to propel the bike forward. The design brief was to create a rocket bike like no other, build quality to rival the best, as well as unique green credentials. No proprietary motorcycle parts were to be used unless they were deemed unimprovable. The idea was to build a steam-powered rocket bike with a potential speed of 200 miles per hour plus, which had never been achieved before. The chief designer and engineer is Graham Sykes, and yesterday, while we were filming him, when we were there as witnesses, he did 184.6 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds.
it was very fast.
It's pretty fast as that one, isn't it?
And then we also saw the rocket, which was a I don't know if it's called rocket, but it was a Volkswagen I want to say RT, but it's not. Is it just called Volkswagen?
You imagine an LT. You get Billy doing it. The camper.
Camper, it's Volkswagen camper. And it had a rocket power engine on it, which is quite a different thing. And then because he was trying to get to the line, but obviously once it goes, it's off, so it had to slowly go. So I didn't realise this at the time, but I just thought it's slowly getting going. You know, I don't know what it was doing. It was just slowly going back and forward. And I sort of started to stand back because I'm thinking, we're dealing with a rocket here. And I was like, you know.
The noise was
and then the other photographer, who was next near me, he started moving back too. So I was like, I'm going back. We were both like, we're going back.
Because they had to keep jerking forward to get to the line, because obviously it's got to go to the
and other people wearing earmuffs, and we didn't have.
And I wasn't with Matilda, and she obviously didn't know what he's doing. She kept thinking, it's going, but it wasn't. It was just leapfrogging forward to get to the start. You know, there won't be much clutch control on a rocket-powered Volkswagen camper, I wouldn't have thought.
And then it went, and because of it was making so much noise, I didn't actually get to see it because of I sort of like had to. I thought, well, I'm going to cover one ear because this one's been burst. So I thought, well, let's cover one, and I didn't really want my eardrum to be burst again, so I just sort of covered it, and then thought, you know, I didn't really get to see it all because the screen was covering it, you see. But yeah, it was very, very good to see. And then after that, we got to see another wonderful beast, which we did a video on now, so we got to see it and nearly broke it. I actually nearly broke it because it's fiberglass, you see. And he showed me how to get into the vehicle, and then I did it, and he said at the end, did you realise you weren't supposed to like sort of stand on that fiberglass? I was like, oh, sorry. You can see my footprint.
Yeah, on this fiberglass, that imagine if you'd have broken it.
I know, oh my God.
Anyway, 50 Thunder's on, sat down dance this evening.
Good evening.
Van Transit's on, Danny's on. Adrian says, Matilda, you were awesome. You're so brave.
Oh, thank you, Adrian.
On the sidecar, the smile on your face when you finished was lovely. Well done.
Good.
Gary's on.
Well, hello, Gary.
Oh, Tracy says, did you try out a new iPod? It was brilliant, Tracy. Really, really good. It's totally different league. The camera on it is fantastic. Well, you see that picture that you take that it's taken was 100 and probably by then about 160 miles an hour, Tracy. So that's how good it is. And it coped with the light in the market, so I couldn't recommend it enough for an all-round thing. Obviously there are people there with cameras worth about 10 grand that could get better shots, but it's an all-round thing that you can walk around and you can interview with somebody with them, one of them, So for what we
And
do,
those,
Tracy, you couldn't beat it whatsoever.
But
Gary says that.
No, what Tracy does.
Oh, right, well, go on then.
And also because of there was loads of photographers there as well, and they took photos of me inside the bikes as well, so there were pictures coming as well, so I have to see those pictures of what they got.
Cal says you did well to hang on.
Oh.
Gary says he's a brave man going that fast. And Raymond says who got assaulted? You've got to wait, Raymond. It's a new show.
Wait. Patience.
Patience, Raymond. Dave says good evening, Matilda and Jane. Good evening, Dave. And Curbside Classic says the evening, Matilda and Mum. Hope everyone's well.
Yes. How are
and
you?
Raymond says 10k camera ? They're easily 10 grand. They could shoot with the lenses they had on when we were filming ours, and ours is pretty good. And Matilda was like a dot. They could pick her up. A clear photograph. One of our friends is doing a film similar, not that any storyline as ours, but similar sort of idea, and he's going a step further than we are. We're doing all ours through iPad, and he says to get the camera to do a film of the level that he wants to do, that's fair enough, his choice, he's spending 8,000 to 10,000. So they are good cameras, are that amount.
Because the one we were speaking to, and he was just doing it as a hobby, but because there was an airplane field and there was another airplane field, he could see that because we were saying, well, but if they go onto the other track, we'd have to get over there, wouldn't we? And he was saying, well, it don't matter because if he can film, even though he was right over this side of this airplane field, he could film like a mile away.
And if we did it with our
iPad,
you'd have probably struggled. You'd have seen it, but you wouldn't have known. You couldn't have worked out what model car it was or anything. It would have just been a vehicle. Yet he filmed. He didn't, because there was like a 1/4 mile drag track, wasn't there? And the 2 mile one. And I said, oh, we're going to go over there so we don't miss the steam one. He goes, oh, well, if it does go, I can get it from here. That was just no way.
But then obviously the difference is between him. He can't go film a film because his camera's so long. Then it won't.
Oh no, it's fine. Ours is ideal for what it is.
So there's differences. So he wouldn't able to do what we can do. So he might be looking at us and thinking, oh.
Yeah. They can go interview anybody. They can just move it round.
All I can do is take a photo from a few miles away.
Every time I've tried, I've whacked them in the face with my lens, and nobody speaks to me. Nobody will be interviewed by me.
So there's differences, you see.
But ours is fine for all round.
Exactly. But if he wants to get a bird on,
if we wanted to get a bird,
really, really far away, you can do it.
Yeah, we couldn't. It could, but even though with that old iPad, that barn owl was flying, wasn't it? And you can see that it's looking down at me, but it's not crisp. Like they'd have really crisp shots, wouldn't they?
Well, we were looking through his lenses of the photos he took of me, and they were a bit fuzzy because it was only through the lenses, so it wasn't, done. It looked really, really good. What I could see, I was a bit worried though, you see, because there was a girl before me, and he mentioned about the fact of you could see my hair through with me. So I was thinking, well, what if he took photos of her? And I was like, and he would send them to me, and I'm gonna, So I was saying, so how did you know it was me then? And it was like, oh, I saw your mother. So I was like, okay, it might be alright then. Anyway, I thought about it, and we had different helmets on. So when mine was black,
so I went running up and goes, that's my daughter in there. And he goes, oh.
Oh, get in! I'll turn the camera for everybody else.
Yeah. So that's how I knew.
Yeah. And then there was another problem.
50 Thunder says you're looking snazzy this evening in your stripes.
Okay.
Gary says the BT Sports TV camera in 8K costs 330,000. What they use for live sport.
I suppose. They'll probably get it back. I suppose on live sport, though, won't they?
And Adrian says, please like the live. Well done, Adrian.
Oh, thank you.
Tracy backs him up.
Yes. Thank you both of you.
So yeah, there'll be some videos coming. There was that one. You've got to watch it. It's unbelievable. A lot of you probably have. And then they've got the new one up of you in it, and there's loads more to come.
But you were really shocked by what we did, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I didn't think she'd just go in it straight away like that.
Because I didn't know whether she was going to see the fact of us, him, the other bike, but I know my mum was very intelligent. So what I did was, I started looking at the bike to give her a signal that she's thinking what she's looking at. So then I keep looking, and also would, like that. So I started looking at him to give her the signal. So then you notice she just turns the camera to get the other bike in.
Yeah.
And then you'll see on the camera, on the video, we're just like way ahead, and the other bike's still behind, even though the other bike is actually a more powerful engine than ours.
Yeah. You did well. You did.
And the funny thing
although
is,
it wasn't an official race, obviously you hadn't been put in an official race because they were just going there. You did beat them, didn't you?
Yeah. And the other thing is I have a podcast for Beyond Radio, and the person I do a lot with is called Greg Lambert, and the bike person's called Greg Lambert. So when I'm doing it looks like I'm just picking out his name, but actually his name's Greg Lambert.
Yeah, Greg Lambert from Beyond Radio. So it's Greg Lambert. So what's Greg? Lambert.
I know, and I'm like, it makes it look like I'm lying, but I'm not.
It doesn't. It just looks like, well, it's a spoof thing, isn't it? It was just a joke.
No, no.
I'm sure they think. I'm sure they
what size you
I'm sure they
mentioned?
did think that you did the TT.
What do you mean? No, I did do it. This is the thing.
She thinks she did.
No,
the
I
TT.
wasn't lying, because when I was pointing, there was that machine behind me which you go in and the Sky Martin driving the TT and you're like in it and it moves like you on it. So I wasn't lying. I was just on the
Yeah, but
TT.
you didn't actually do the TT.
Well, you know, I just said I was on the TT. You didn't, you know.
Didn't question that.
I'm not lying, am I? I was on the TT. Anything I said, I didn't lie. Apart from the fact I think it was a bit more greeny than yellow. But apart from that, I already thought about that afterwards. It's more of a green yellow. So yeah, I was fully right.
Well done, you.
Right. Now, what should we do next?
Oh, whatever you like.
Any, mini, many, mo. Oh, we'll do it quite a jolly one. I think it's jolly. I'm just obsessing with a jolly one. Now, you're just going to have to correct that word.
Rona.
Now, Rona is a little pony, horse, pony.
Bless her.
This is Rona, and this is her owner.
Rona and her
Siri,
owner.
isn't it? Siri. No?
Yeah.
So Siri. Her owner, Siri. Now, Rona is a very special horse. Pony, but I'm going to say horse because she is. It's horse. Yeah, it's horse. So she's a horse.
Pony. But anyway, just carry on the story.
Well, then if she's a pony, the reason why I'm talking about this is because she's actually set to be one of the runners, to be the oldest horse inside the world. But if she is, she's not a horse, she'll be a pony then.
Equine then.
What's equine?
You know, like horse related, like, you know, anything. She's the oldest. Horse, pony. She's the oldest, so she's beaten all of them.
Okay. So she is, I suppose, one of the oldest horses inside the world. I mean, this is what she's set to do. I don't think she's officially got titled, but what's happened is that the company, Harry Hill, is it?
Harry Hill.
I didn't think that when I read it. I thought, well, that does sound a lot like Harry Hill. Is it Henry? Is it Henry Hill?
Harry Hall.
Harry Hall. Getting there. So Harry Hall is a feeding company, isn't it? Like horsey person.
Yeah, they do everything from clothing and stuff like that.
Just
I don't think they do feed.
I don't know.
Didn't when I was into horses, but I'm not into horses now, so they might have started it. But yeah, all sorts of clothing, anything to do with horses.
Yeah, so they did a survey basically, and they were finding out. She has lived. Yeah, they were finding out about it, and that she basically sent her in or something like that. And they found out that she is actually 46 years old, which average horse age would be about between 25 to 30 years old.
That's old. It's done well, 46.
But the problem is you had Squirrel.
Oh, yeah. Good old Squirrel.
So this is the issue.
Unless I don't even know that Squirrel has actually died because he wasn't my pony. But I remember years ago, I mean, you were still in primary school, the owner saying that he got to 50.
So, Squirrel, I'm afraid.
I think I spoke about Squirrel when we were about feeding. And I remember riding him when we were kiddywinks, and everybody would just like say, oh, don't push Squirrel, you know, and he must have been about 26 then. You know, he's too old really to be ridden, and he got another 26 years out of him. And you know what kids are like, he got thrashed about everywhere, and like I say, we didn't have all the feed and stuff then, he'll have just got grass. I better be lucky to have got a few pony nuts, poor Squirrel, but he obviously didn't do her any harm.
It's all natural, isn't it?
Yeah. And he was only about 11 too, and I remember there was one girl that rode him, was so tall, could actually wrap her legs round him and clip her feet underneath. That's how tiny he was. But he didn't bother then. But yeah, it didn't bother him anyway. Look at never had a vet. I remember the story as well when I was getting my mum were getting me my first pony, and they got offered Squirrel. And they refused because my mum, and rightly so, and you know, I'm nothing against her saying that, because she'd have thought, she said, oh, not at that age. She said, imagine the vet's bills. We don't want a pony at that age. And he never had the vet. He did nothing wrong with him. So I don't know if he did in later years, but I knew him up to about 36, and he'd never had the vet.
So I don't know.
And then he went to the riding school closed, and he went to Simona's, but I did see her. Or somebody that knew her actually in Clapham, and said, oh, you're still going? I said, well, he's over 50 years he's still alive. Look at a good old squirrel. So yeah, so they can do it, but it is very strange for them to get to that age.
I mean, yes, this horse has done well, and so
Because he's done well, he's still alive as well.
Exactly.
Which I don't know.
I mean, he
about
could
Squirrel,
overtake
like I say.
Squirrel.
If Squirrel's still alive now, he'll probably be about 67 or something. They might be on the line. They might say he's still all right, actually. Just got back. I just got back from riding him.
They just completed it.
They'll be on the news or BBC tomorrow. Squirrel has actually outbeaten.
So this horse, she has, the woman who owns it says that, so what happened was basically she started riding her when she was like 6 years old, and he's known her ever since, and then a decade after she started riding him, the riding school got closed down, and her grandmother bought the pony, and then she's kept the pony, which the pony now is inside stables in, where's it at? County Down.
Mm-hmm.
Still there. And she says, I can't imagine life without her. She says, I just know her inside out. She knows me inside out. We grew up together. She's always there. She's always been there. She's my best friend. And she used to, jump her and compete with her in the 1990s. And she says that a lot of people say, what's the secret to it? She says, I think a lot of good care, good feeding, and she has a lot of exercise, but not too much, so her joints are good.
Oh, very good.
So there you go, there's your secret to keep...
Adrian says, please think about becoming a channel member. Well done, Adrian, thank you.
Very much. Very
nice. Neville's question, which we were actually talking about today, weren't we? Favourite mode of transport, pony or sidecar? That's a question for you.
I think I'm gonna say pony, because you can pet.
Anders says, how old can a horse get? Well, that one's 46, Anders, but generally they do well if they're getting into the 20s and 20 to 30, but yeah, about that sort of age. Neville says she's on linseed, which is great for lowering blood pressure. Raymond says linseed is good for hair, and Neville says too late for that, Raymond. Dave says, did you see on the news about the 100-year-old woman who's still riding horses? No, I haven't seen that, Dave.
No.
Let's have a look at that.
We have not seen that.
Not seen that story, but we've got some more interesting stories, Dave.
Now, what story should we move to next?
Whatever you like.
Salt. Train.
I thought you said salt. I thought, God, I don't know the story. Salt. Yeah, let's do the horrible ones first, and then we can finish on a nice one.
So now we covered this one some form of time ago. And
in September it happened, last year.
And there's an update. So this happened in Bentham at Hogs and Heathers, and somebody got pushed down the stairs and seriously injured, and they have some more evidence of who the person could be.
Well, they want to speak to this person, so if anybody knows, they put it out, so they must think obviously that it's something to do with it. I know it's not a very clear picture, but you can go on to North Yorkshire Police if you recognise him, and the police have done an appeal for the Hogs and Heifer in Bentham. Then there's a crime number as well on there.
12240 179466.
And you think that Hogs and Heifer would have put it on their page, but they haven't.
So they haven't done this twice actually.
No, it's naughty.
Which they didn't cover it the first time, and they haven't covered it this time. They actually did a joke about it.
Which I have shown on here. It's been put on the local page there, and the comments are from Richard Breakwell. He says,
Richard Break.
You've broken well, Richard. This is so he's put, last year someone's on the ball being sarcastic about North Yorkshire Police, and another lady's answered, and she's put, this is one of many appeals they've already made, because we've done it. So they have, I'm one of the first critics of North Yorkshire Police, but they have been putting out a lot of appeals. And Richard's put back, I live across the road from the pub and go in regularly, and it's the first time I've heard of it. Well, I bet they're gossiping about other things, aren't they? So why has it not been mentioned in the pub? He's saying he's a regular and he's not heard of it. September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months after. Anyway, that's the person if you recognise him. It just seems very strange to me.
Yeah, very strange indeed. Now,
I've got a nice story. One of our subscribers has sent in the most wonderful picture of a robin. Congratulations to Neville. Look at that.
Yes, it's absolutely stunning. Neville takes some very good pictures. I've seen pictures of squirrels, which are very cute and very nice. Some very good pictures of many different animals, and here is one today.
Isn't that a wonderful picture? Well done,
isn't
Neville.
it?
I think a round of applause is needed.
And Linda for her support.
Yeah.
I don't know if Linda takes the photos too, so I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Neville. That was at Leighton Moss. I think that's been taken at. But yeah, wonderful picture. So well done, Neville.
Very good picture.
Let's see if we've got any more comments because I don't want to get behind. Tracy says bad press, that's why, yeah. Well, it gets bad press though, doesn't it? Because it's a cover-up, Tracy. So people would rather it just be honest, and if somebody's been assaulted, they want it if it was their family member that got thrown down the stairs, wouldn't they? And apparently they've got serious injuries. But it's pretty serious if North Yorkshire Police are still doing it 6 months after. They've got to be pretty bad. Rob says, hello Matilda, hello Mum. Sorry I'm late. Hope you're both well. Love the video of you on the sidecar.
Ah, good.
Abby's on.
Hello Abby, welcome. Hi Abby.
Carl says, I got pushed downstairs in 1985 and broke my ankle 5 days before going to Tenerife. Oh God. Gary says, with the new face and recognising AI technology, people will get caught easier, but Big Brother will be watching us. Oh no, it's not. I'm not keen on it, but that's another. We should do another story on that. And Adrian, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Thank you. It's very much appreciated.
You're a
Thank you for
superstar.
that. Thank you.
You're an absolute superstar. Thank
Yes,
you
you
so
are
much. And
indeed.
he says,
Very
proud to
appreciated the
support Matilda as always. That is so supportive and
Yes,
so helpful.
indeed.
That, as you already know, Adrian, it goes towards everything. It's absolutely
so many different ways. Like for example, the stand I've got today, it's broken. The one that's just stood on, I've had to match it together. So for example, things like that, you know,
It's
things.
wonderful, Adrian. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, appreciated.
50 Thunder says, great picture. Managed to get a robin to feed from my hand a couple of years ago. Well done you. Did you get a picture of it?
Very good indeed. Right, thanks again, Adrian. The last motorcycle ridden by Dave Myers is going to be for sale. So this is the motorcycle. So this is obviously, if you all know, the Hairy Bikers TV show, which has also got cycling on it. They're both partners and they both went around the country and all around I'm sure they went around the world. And they went to places and they cooked and they travelled on motorbikes and they did loads of different types of things. And obviously Dave did sadly pass away, and now I don't know, it's not the last one to go for sale, is it? I think it's just the last one he's ridden. The last one he's ridden, yeah. And he's going for auction. He's going to be for auction, and it's actually quite a new model. The model is, what is the model? Let me have a look where the model is.
Isn't it Gold Star? BSA Gold Star.
Yeah. Can't see it, I've lost it. Anyway, yeah, it's where it is. And that usually goes for about, and all, by the way, all the money that it's for sale for is going to be going to charity. This is happening inside March, am I right? I believe I'm right inside saying March.
I'm actually looking at the BBC. Oh yeah, it says it's due. I was going to say that they haven't put it on, but they have put it on. 26th of March at the National Motorcycle Museum in Beacon Hill, Solihull, which is currently displays the bike together with Myers riding gear. And James Hewing, the museum director, said Dave was a beloved figure in both motorcycling and entertainment. He added the auction would enable someone to own a piece of motorcycling history while celebrating Myers' legacy. They
reckon, because usually the bike will go for, just bike itself, and will go for about 6 to 8 and £500 grand.
6 to 8 and £550.
6,000 to £8,500.
Well done.
I know. And they said they said I would love it to go for 10 grand plus, but the sky's the limit. I think it's going to make more than 10 grand, to be honest.
I think it'll make more than any 10 grand.
Any auction, they always put it down a little bit, so then people think that we're in a chance and not. So
there are so many people that want that bike. It wouldn't surprise me if it went for 25 grand. It could even make more.
I think it could.
I think it could.
He added, I might struggle with this, but
I mean, if the bike's worth 6 to 8,500 anyway, well, you've got to add it for somebody owning it £1,500 on them.
I know he's only adding about 2 grand.
The amount of people, as you know, when we went to the thing that liked him, they're going to obviously buy it. Or a museum. Might buy it. I think it'll go for 25 grand plus.
Yeah.
We won't be buying it anyway, will we?
No, we won't be buying it. He added it would be a very. He added something.
We're not telling you.
You don't deserve to know.
You
None
know
of
what?
your business.
It's none of your business, yeah. They're not telling you. He added it would be very difficult to put a value on it, and he was expecting both BSA collectors and Dave Myers fans to bid for it. Well, that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yes, we didn't even.
I'm not going to think Dave Myers fans are going to go, I'm not bidding.
Might be
Pretty
fun,
obvious
but
they're going to bid.
Well, it's like combating, isn't it? Whenever they do the evaluation and the presenter's there with the auctioneer, who the presenter ends up being is an auctioneer probably anyway, they're interviewing them and they always say after they're saying about the products, they always say, "You doing the auction?" So then they always say yes.
Yes, every single
But
time.
I don't know if there was one time where they didn't, but I think pretty much every other time they always have. Never turn around and say, "Oh, I'm the cleaner."
Yeah.
Have they?
I'll give it a go. Abby said there was a bullfinch in my garden this morning. Haven't seen one for years. And Dave says, now that you're a seasoned motorcyclist, Matilda, are you going to bid? You're probably up to about 250 quid, Dave. We'll start it off.
Well, hell, we'll get push it along.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if it's a bit quiet day, we might get it, you know.
Neville says, the male bullfinch, stunning, Abby. And Carl says, the first thing I packed to Tenerife was my mother's knitting needles to scratch my leg. Oh God, it must be awful, mustn't it, that? When you can't scratch
I
yourself.
don't know if I remember somebody saying that video, you or not. I don't know.
50 Thunder says, you're so lucky to have a bullfinch. I have many goldfinches and greenfinches, but never seen a bullfinch in my garden. I have to look out for them. Tracy says, the bullfinch love to eat the dandelion fairies when they come to watch out for that one. And Hooking Bites Neville says they love new buds before they're open on the trees. We'll have to look out. We'll have to get a picture of a bullfinch and see, because we don't know what they look like, do we?
No, I don't know.
So we shall be looking for a bullfinch.
Yes. Now, Ken's got a train.
Oh, he's done well as Ken.
Ken's done well.
He deserves it. Length of time he's been there.
So, a locomotive has been named after a Liverpool man who has spent 50 years working on the railway. And not only him, but his grandfather, his father and his sister has been working on this railway. And he is 66 years old. And he has just had the honour of a train being named after him. And he says the fact of that, you know, football clubs, military veterans, should I say ocean liners?
Ocean liners, yeah.
And big cities get named after him. So he says it's a massive big honour for him.
Well, it would be a bit, wouldn't it? But he deserves it after he's been there all that time. He joined Elston in 2020. Sorry, he didn't. He joined Elston in 2002 and he managed the company's operations along the West Coast Main Line. And he was surprised when colleagues at manufacturer Alston Transport Technology in Widnes, Cheshire, where the site's ornamental class 08 locomotive has been fitted with a plaque bearing his name. Yeah, I'd be pretty proud, wouldn't you?
I mean, when it's a surprise, if they just not told him and done it.
Yeah, well, that's usually what surprises are, aren't they?
I suppose so.
It's not much of a surprise if you tell him first of all.
I suppose so. Right, now you've got the story, haven't you, love?
Have I?
You scroll past it.
Yeah, I've got one. I don't know if it hasn't been on the news. I can't see why it's not. But it's Marks and Spencer's now have a new checkout, and it's for lonely people who want to have a chat. And it's called, and they've introduced a till service that may take a little longer. It's called One Chat Can Change Everything, and it's I can't say that word. It's designed for the elderly and/or people who may not have any interaction with people for a while. It gives them the opportunity to take their time and have a little chat with a cashier without being rushed. It's the main word there, cash here. So I hope it takes cash. For a lot of people, they have no family and could go weeks without actually speaking to someone. So that is, I found that on somebody's face. It came up on my Facebook post. So I mean, it's right there, but I just with AI now I don't trust anything. But it's not been made out in the news, so that's an exclusive, isn't it? that they've got this new thing that you can go and take your time.
Because obviously it's happening, Lauren. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I was going doing a bit of work and I was by myself, and I got bored of my own brain. And I was only by myself for a short period of time, and I was like, it's very boring. But I mean, I've been myself a lot, obviously, but it was just that point. I was just thinking it must be hard being alone because I was already bored of my own brain. So it must be hard being alone. You know what I mean?
And Carl says, I'll join the queue. Where is it? I don't know, Carl, because as I say, it's not even made the news yet. I'm sure it will do. And I just saw it. I didn't even know the person on the Facebook group. So I just saw it and I just thought I'd cover it and see what happens, see if it is, if they are doing it everywhere. I did Google it to see if there was any sort of like mainstream media, but at the moment there wasn't anything. Abby Perkins says 08721 is Loco. Satnav Dan says one of my senior colleagues at Lakeside passed away a few weeks ago. We're planning to get a miniature version of a diesel he once drove to recover a crashed train and name it after him. Oh, that'd be nice. Neville says it's that fresh Mersey air and sense of humour. 50 Thunder says love class 08. Abby says that's a nice idea, but I would rather not speak to anyone.
Fair enough. I can understand.
So you won't be queuing, Abby. Carl says I'll speak to you, Abby. Rob says that checkout will do me then. Abby says please don't, Carl. Love it. Adrian says I heard about the lonely checkout, great idea. And Andy says what happened? Oh, in what sense? could go on for quite a while, that answer to that. And John says bored of my own brain, what a funny one.
Just, I didn't even think about bored.
I quite like myself.
Well, I was having to walk and I was just like, I've got this trek to walk and I was just thinking this is so boring.
Trek to walk?
The shop does.
Just to shop and you got bored of yourself. Oh dear, that's not good.
No, it's from somebody else's house to the shop and then I had to do a few other errands and it was just like, oh god, this is boring. I'm just by myself and it's boring. I'm just bored, there's nothing to think about. I had no, I just didn't have anything I had to, spin around my brain for a bit. It was boring.
Bless you.
I know, it's quite difficult.
Right. Is that it with everything? I bet we've done all the news.
That I'm aware of.
Have you got to say about your Just Giving page, which is going really well?
Yes.
It's £120. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for that. So obviously I've been talking about the fact that I'm doing my film and things are starting moving. I mean, for example, we've just got the iPod for the filming and some other things being moved in for it. And I'm doing the film, which is a full-length feature film, which is going to be very, very exciting. So it obviously is going to cost a lot of money. For example, I'm going to need lights, I'm going to need to pay people, I'm going to need to pay drones, I'm going to need to pay for actors, the iPod for example. So I would love your support. If you give, is it over 50?
Yeah, if you give over 50, you can give what you want. It says, when I've done it, it says £20 is the minimum. It's not. We wouldn't expect that. I think it's greedy to expect, people, because obviously some people haven't got a lot of money. You can do from £1. So it already gives you the amount. So I think it says 20, 50 and 100. So you can put in actual £1. You don't have to expect it to pay 20. But if you pay 50, you get credits. And if you're a business, we're looking to go in the middle of the film. So you get an advert. So if you're a business, please contact us if you want promotion. And you'll be going in the middle of the film with an advert of your own in the middle of it. So anybody with a business that wants to get loads of advertising, please contact us. But yeah, I've put the link on. Anything towards it, £1, anything is absolutely brilliant, because the costs are the iPad, the lighting, travelling about, obviously, everything like that, all associated with it. But what we really want to do is pay the actors,
and also
because
the
they're amateur actors
as well.
Yeah, we've got to pay the venues, which is 3 venues, and 4
also,
venues, sorry.
And also there's animal actors.
Drone, we've got to pay for that. And it's just good that and the actors haven't even asked to be paid, and at the moment it's going to be very minimal, but we could do with getting something, even
so
if £100 a day would be absolutely brilliant. And that's not a lot really, is it, if you think about it, for the days and travelling down there and doing everything. So yeah, so that's what it's for. And thank you so much to the 2 people that have already donated to it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Also there'll be a CD of it as well, so if you do that amount as well, there could be stuff on that as well. I mean, I've never made a CD before. I have done, CD, is it called DVD? No, it's not called
DVD.
CD. I have made a CD before. 2. 3. What's it called again? I'm really rubbish remembering these 2 things. I'm
DVD.
so confused. DVD.
If you're a business watching now, it'd be absolutely brilliant, because you'll be on for good. So for example, the little rag, and somebody said to me, I've never advertised in it, but they said they paid £125 for a page. And it's only an A5, and that must have a readership of about 500, that'd be about it. You could go in the middle of hours, and that's on for good, isn't it? And if it gets to the Bay Film Festival, if it wins, or even if it gets selected, just think how many people are going to see your business advert. So Gabby Jude says, what drone shots are planned? Is there a script? I was trying to find a reason to go through the paperwork to fly mine, but I hate paperwork. Yeah, at the moment the script is 90% there. The drone shots I can't really say, because obviously I say a part of the film, but yeah, there are drone shots, and it's in open. It's not anywhere, I can say it's not anywhere with buildings or anything like that. It's in open air. And I was trying to find a reason to go through the paperwork. I think that means for your authority to do it. I know that you can do it with a certain size. I don't think you need to get it, but I don't know. We've done it with ours, haven't we? There are, because that's why they did our drone. It goes under a certain weight. I can't remember the size of it, so that you don't have all the paperwork. And Abby says DVD Matilda. Carl says, if I wasn't busy, I'd love to be an actor. And that's all up to there. So yeah, I've put the link on a couple of times. If anybody would support it, that'd be absolutely brilliant.
Appreciated.
So that's absolutely brilliant. Is that everything?
Do you want to talk about me?
I don't think there's anything to talk about, is there?
You don't want to talk about me?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
What about the?
I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else.
What about what we were talking about? Okay.
Unless you can think of anything. Does anybody wants to anything to say? That's on? No?
Taylor Swift.
Oh God. Oh God. You can say anything about Taylor Swift you want.
I don't know if we talked about the Grammys, did we? Did we talk about the Grammys?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Because she's not at all. She's been very quiet.
There's Taylor Swift on when I was Billy. I could talk a little bit about Billy. Abby would be very happy about that. Yeah, he had to shake it off on Billy. It was on the radio. He didn't put it on himself, but he's done a wonder. I nearly got a picture today, but it was absolutely pouring down. I'll put it on for everybody. He's done a wonderful job on the LT, hasn't he? On the step, he's done an absolutely amazing job. But it was raining today, and he said he can't carry on. And I went bobbing into the workshop. He's only on with the Morris Minor again. He is. He's on. He has. He's done all the bonnet and the door today.
Weirdo.
So we might be getting our Morris Minor. It's been 2 years now. We might be
Probably
getting
about 3 or 4 times.
Morris Minor back on the road. So it's really exciting. Adrian says, check your DM. A great video from last night of Macy. Our iPad was had to go for repair, Adrian, and it's the only one that's got Instagram on, because I don't want to keep loading loads of stuff, all these apps onto stuff. They're a damn nuisance and they take all memory, and I just want my other iPad just to be for the filming, and that's it. And I haven't been on much because that's the only one it's been on. But I'll have a look.
I do have another device that's Instagram, but I don't go on that one, so I literally just posted a video now and again, and that was it.
Matilda was doing it off her phone, so if I haven't answered any messages on Instagram, that's the reason, Adrian. Rob says, when is new music CD coming? We are recording on the 27th. But Friday the 27th, Rob, and it's the song. We're doing a music video for it. That's who we want the dancers for. Oh, you can talk about that. And it's brilliant. The song is like blues, and it's really good.
I don't need to.
Yeah, but
you know what you like.
Say something.
Okay, but you know what you like.
We spoke to the James Mackey, who used to play with the Selector and Madness, and he loved it, didn't he? And we only played it basically. We haven't played it like with all the banding and everything, but it's a really, really good song.
Yes, I mean, I don't know about CD, whether anything of that's going to be soon, because I want to sort of get a lot of things done in my life first, sort of things sorted. And obviously I have only just really released a CD, but that doesn't mean the music won't get released. It just might mean, because obviously you need a certain amount of songs for a CD, and it takes a lot to do, and I don't want to, because of last year, it wasn't the problem about it, it was just obviously I was rushing to get it out, and I don't want that to happen next time. Next time it's going to be on a set time where there is no deadline, but my own deadline that I set, that I know it's fine. So it might not, I'm not saying this for definite, but I'm just saying there might not even be a CD this year.
I don't think there will be, because
I don't
they'll be
think so.
concentrating on the film.
But probably will be a CD. There will be a CD next year, I'd say.
And the music is going to be in the film. That's the reason why we're doing
Yeah.
it.
So there probably won't be a CD this year. That's not mean there won't be new music, but it just won't be a CD. But there'll be one next year. So there you go.
50th Under says, bored of my own brain, a good idea for a song title or album title. Tracy says, some blues. Abby says, because baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done, because baby, now we got bad blood. Hey. And there's Good Night Matilda, Dream of Motorcycles. Adrian says, any live shows coming up? This has been Lancaster Music Festival, I think, is cancelled. There's been loads, hasn't there, cancelled of stuff that you've done before.
I know I did.
But she's really concentrating on the acting, Adrian, this year, because there's been another thing she's been offered as well, acting. Obviously she's doing the music and everything.
I mean, I practice every day.
But it's just so manic at the moment going to do
And the other thing is as well, obviously I've released the album. I know I haven't recorded one little new song, but you know, there's a little cheeky thing, and getting a music video done for it. But I have actually got an album out, which I've got no music videos for, and I didn't even finish all the other songs.
I've got
on
the music
album.
videos to do.
I have got a lot of music videos I need to do. I don't think there is an artist really does do a song for every music video. I understand that, but I mean, my last album I did majority. I think there's only one song I haven't done it for, which we do have a plan for. I just need to get around to doing that. I haven't actually done any music videos for that as well, so it is sort of focusing on what we've got, then new things. Even though I am doing this song, and I do want to do new things. Obviously, I'm still doing new things, but not maybe as much as I did last year, just because I need to focus on sorting out the stuff I've done last year. You get what I mean?
Yeah, and you've been asked to do a couple of interviews that are really important, and an acting job that's really important. So it's just more other stuff, isn't it, as well?
But
I don't know. One day we might just come up with a song and then be in the studio, and there's a few others to do, isn't there?
Yeah, I've still got a backlog, but I mean, I'm excited for new things. Like like last year and the year before that, we did a lot of the same years were similar in senses, where we did projects, and which was great. You know, I fully obviously loved it, you know, the past 2 years, but now this year is very much new projects, and I'm excited for that, because when I think things get cancelled, which a lot of things we did for the past 2 years have got cancelled, you know, you always look on the positive, and I think that's a real positive, because it means we can move on another level, or move somewhere else, do something else. And like, for example, the thing I just did in York, completely new. So,
and you had to learn blues, didn't you? I mean, it's totally
I just learned blues. I'm a blues player now.
Piano, so yeah, I mean, you've been working
I was
on
going
that
round
like
to
mad, haven't you?
I was with my friend who's a musician, and she plays the piano. I was with her today, and I was showing her the blues scales. I showed them and I gave them to her. And I've only been practicing the blues scale on my electric piano. The reason my fold up one, just because of that's where I've been at the moment. Where I have my piano has not been like sort of basically heated or anything, so I just haven't been in that room. And I played it on her piano when I played the scales. Like, oh, it sounds good. Because hers is like, she gets to tune like every 5 minutes. Well, I know that's excessive, but I'm just talking, you know.
I'm sure people don't believe you.
No, she doesn't. She
Sure
doesn't. And you know, her rooms, she was talking about today how she keeps the room heated and stuff for it. And it just sounded so good. So I'm like, oh, that sounds so nice. And I was like really impressed with myself, how it sounded. And then, okay, sorry, I'm sorry, Carol. But then I started
comments out.
I started jazzing a bit, you know, making it up with the left hand and my right hand, and you're like, oh, and I was like, oh, and it was good.
Raymond says, I'm entertaining myself like a cat. Alright. Cal says, nice to be wanted, Matilda. Tracy says, you're so busy. And 50 Thunder says, I should be thinking of going to bed. My alarm will be going off at 3:30 in the morning. Work really knows how to spoil it. Oh, God, 3:30.
Well, it's not very good, is it?
Andy says, you could be a news reporter. Neville says, you're taking a very mature approach to your career. Michael's on.
Hello, Michael.
Tracy says, she is a news presenter. Andy says, also that too. Neville says, evening, Michael. And Adrian says, I agree, Neville. Very mature for 16. So is that everything?
I believe so.
Oh, and just to say that we had, it's on the public thing, so it doesn't matter that I'm not speaking out of turn, that we had somebody saying that we weren't answering comments, or we were deleting comments. And just to say that a lot of the channels, including BBC, who a lot of you obviously have to pay your licence fee to, do not answer comments. So if you get your comment answered, I mean, I'm not saying it to you lot because nobody on this thread has ever moaned, so I'm not saying it to you that are commenting in any way, shape or form. It's more like if you get your comments answered, that's good. We can't always answer comments, so I just want to clear that up.
Yeah,
because it's just, you know, sometimes, and then there was a comment that they're getting not. Comments aren't answered in order, and this is how it works when you're on YouTube and lives, and like even when I'm speaking to you now, if somebody's not on this live and they've commented on another video, it may pop up, say it popped up now and it was something like,
great video.
No,
Okay.
say it popped up now and it was something like, hello, I've seen your CD, where can I buy it from? Something like that. And then I've said I can't answer that, but so I finished talking now and somebody put something like, loved the video. I can put a smiley face. That's it. You can do it really simply. So they're not always answered in order. And the other thing is as well, if you're on a thread, so say one of your comments, and then somebody comments on that comment, we do not get a notification. So to find that comment, we would actually have to be going back and looking through all the comments, which I just don't have the time to do it. So if you don't get comments, it's not a personal thing. If you don't get a response, it's just a time thing. Or I just haven't seen it. And that's it.
And the same thing goes for emails and LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You know, the thing is, we have to do all those things, which is a lot. Which, you know, I'm not moaning or anything. I enjoy it, but it is a lot to do. And when it's not just with that person, but with other things, when people say, "Oh, not responded," or this or that, and it's like, for starters, we are offering ourselves, and you know, we haven't, for starters, we never actually said we're going to reply back to everything. We've just done it out of kindness of our heart, sort of thing, and we've been replying back to them, but then we sort of can't do everything. So
well, the thing is, I actually get, I wouldn't say hundreds, I say now thousands of messages and comments. There isn't enough time in the day.
No,
and the other thing is as well, you know, like everybody knows, there's a group that know everybody, isn't there? And we've met a lot of our subscribers, so you're actually speaking to them. So you might just get into a chat with somebody you know, just like you would if you're in the supermarket or on the phone or anything. And that, you know, that's absolutely fine. So then somebody says, "Oh, well, you're chatting to them longer," but you would naturally in life, wouldn't you? You know. But anyway, so the thing is, we can't answer well, I have been doing really, but I can't be expected to answer every single comment, and that's it really.
Yeah, and I think we will just sort of cut it down a bit, because of when it comes into summer, things get so much more busier for us than it does. I mean, I was speaking to my friend today and she was wanting to meet up, and I've had to cancel her for about 4 weeks. I've had to say I cannot do it. So I've had to cancel her so much. And she's probably thinking rude, but I can't do it, you know. And so we're just going to cut it down a bit. The comments,
so
just we have a bit more free time.
If you don't, and I mean, none of you complain, so it's not aimed at any of you, but if you don't get your comment answered, it's not a personal thing. We could have missed it, or might think it doesn't even need commenting to. And the other thing is as well, they can bob up, and like yesterday when we were filming that speed bike, the sun, it was glaring onto the screen, so I could have a comment come up and not even be able to see it anyway. And the other thing is as well with Matilda, obviously with being dyslexic, it's like answering, it's like doubling the amount of comments you've got to answer, because obviously I've got to okay it, because sometimes when she can't put stuff into context, so somebody could put a comment that she thinks is polite, and it could be sarcastic or have, you know, another meaning, and she doesn't understand that, so I've got to check all that as well. So that's it.
And also the other thing is that this YouTube cannot be run without my mother. It's not possible. Nothing would happen without her. So obviously, like you just said, my dyslexia and stuff, she's having to do all of this for me when she shouldn't really be having to do it, because of, you know, it's all of her time. So she can't do it. So, yeah. But it's just not very nice when somebody complains when I haven't answered them within 12 hours. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous.
And we were away filming all the time.
Which was pretty obvious,
and the internet was rubbish.
And also we got 2 hours sleep.
Oh yeah, we got 2 hours sleep.
So we just sort of...
Because the music
and dogs.
I wish we just slept in the car, so we went and got this hotel. And we got 2 hours sleep because the music finished at 2 o'clock in the morning. We were up at 6. I was absolutely exhausted. You could hear it like beating through the floor. So I thought, all right, 2 o'clock, it's gone quiet, I'll be fine. And the damn dog started barking, didn't it? I was so tired, it was unbelievable.
So it's just so it's sort of one of
So,
those things when all that happens and you get.
Andy says it had his first work experience at 16. Now if only we could get a chariot scrolling at the bottom of the screen, says Raymond. Neville says you do your very best and it's always appreciated. I know it is Neville, so I'm not saying it just saying the comment's been made publicly anyway and I haven't deleted it. That's the other thing I was going to say. Complaints about deleted comments. Unless comments are racist, rude, or just abusive or anything, even when people disagree and have a go, you'll see on there that a lot of them are kept on, and there's a lot of rows on there that have been kept on. I do not delete comments.
And also,
it's YouTube do it, and the funny thing is with YouTube is I can have somebody send a comment to me quite abusive, and if you respond back, sometimes YouTube will leave their comment on and delete hours going back. So comments being deleted, it happens. And
the other thing is people have said about the fact of us deleting videos. I'm not being funny, but it is our channels. So if we want to delete a video, then there might be a reason. It might be fuzzy, or it might we didn't want that, or we're doing a new project.
Too much hassle.
Or a lot of the times, because I know there's been things where somebody's been having arguments or something. I don't know. I'm thinking, and we've deleted it not because we don't want it or whatever. We just cannot be bothered with it. You know, we just think seriously. So we'll delete it because of that. And also, if for example somebody asks a question about something that we're doing, like say, are you interviewing this person, or you go in here. That thing we might want to keep to ourselves. We do obviously have personal things, so we might want to not. We don't want to say that publicly. We might say if we're talking to you in the pub, talking to you in person or something, that's fine. But a lot of things we can't say publicly.
Somebody else is going to get your scoop, aren't they? They don't
exactly. They could get our scoop.
You don't even know who's watching on the channel, do you? So you know, you say, "Oh, I've got an interview with so and so."
Well, the person might say something but you know, it's a bit.
They're gonna go for it, aren't they?
So we're not gonna. We can't always answer those sort of things.
It's sheer stupidity to think that you would put out if you've got a big celeb. You know.
And also, things.
Quickly then.
And also asking about what films we're doing. I mean, there's fact of films. I can understand that's a curious question. I'm fine. I can understand why you're asking that, but we can't say what film we're doing.
I'm asking. You're saying it's those.
No, I'm just talking.
On at the moment.
No,
so Tracy says the bells are early. Cal says I'm in Bedford tomorrow. A long way. And love how his answers. Bedford is crap.
Keep it simple, Harry.
Cal says yes, that's why I'm doing the drains.
Well done.
Jason says I've had to cut down online as life is getting harder. Oh, that's a shame, Tracy. We want you on here, obviously. Dave says you're both doing a great job. Yes, as I say, Dave, it's not.
Don't take this personally.
It's not doing for anybody on here, so we know that you think that, and thank you very much. Tracy says all life is taking over. Neville says you don't have to apologise, Jane and Matilda. Raymond says ATT internet is rubbish, so it's Virgin. Gary says, yes, you both are doing a great job. Thank you, Gary. And so are you. You're doing a great job with your comments, Gary, and you always do. Michael says, I have BT internet myself. Carl says, you've not met me yet, you lucky pair, dear. We have met a lot of subscribers, actually.
In weird thing.
We've got some great subscribers, and that's just the way it should be. I just don't want the hassle of anything else. Adrian says you're both doing a great job, and thank you so much, Adrian. So are you.
Yes, very well supporting the channel, so thank you.
Abby says you can be my second boyfriend. Carl, what about Billy, Abby?
I suppose she said so second, but still Billy
but
might get offended.
Because when she said about Billy last time, she said my boyfriend won't mind.
What about Billy?
Like, you got a boyfriend,
He's gonna get upset.
Yeah, and she did say that. So I think she's got one. Neville says, can't be that bad, Carl, if you follow the Reds. And Carl says you do very well, Jane. Thank you so much. So yeah, so that was just that.
Yes, and also like if somebody puts like
Say, not going to give over.
Well, I want to just get it on topic. Say if somebody puts awesome video and I like it, but I might not comment back. Say that this might be a future thing to do because if I like it, you understand I've appreciated your comment and I'm glad that you've put it. And I'm saying thanks without putting the thank you. So it's something like that, for example, is a lot more or less time. So because the thing is, the more time I spend doing that, I could be getting great videos out for you. But obviously, I want to be doing my comments because I thoroughly enjoy chatting to you all. So I don't want it to be spoiled because of other people. Because of it's like. like life, isn't it? The bad people spoil it for the good. So I don't want you to feel like that, but there might just be a bit more of a cut down thing, so we can, because also it's coming into summer and we get so much more busy in summer. So, and every year obviously we get more busier and busier. So what I'm saying is, if you don't get your comment answered or there's anything of that, don't take it personally, please don't. But it just means that we're either busy or we've seen your comment and we appreciate it, anything like that.
I've commented on loads of people's YouTube channel, they never answer me. I got a breakdown. It's not fair.
And we never said the fact that we are answering all comments as well. So if you get commented, I don't mean this is a stuck up way I'm saying it. I'm just saying as a term, it's a pleasure. But I don't mean it inside the fact of, you know, I'm wonderful. I'm just saying that because I don't really know how else to put it.
Bonus.
Exactly, it's a bonus.
I don't think anybody's answered my comments.
If I commented on Taylor Swift's post, I don't.
They do on Facebook more. But then again, generally, if it's something on Facebook, I tend to put something like somebody putting something like how wonderful electric cars are. I like to put a comment on Facebook and then leave it, and then because you put something about like they'll put an electric car post up, and you'll put something, you know, against them, and then you see your notifications, and it'll go, you know, Jim Bob or something has responded so and so, and you can see when they're coming in quickly, it's obviously the people that totally disagree with you. So I just leave it, and I think if I don't click on the notification, I don't. There'll be loads of mine with these loads of abusive comments that I don't answer.
But Facebook's very check. So you go onto YouTube, you're watching something, and then you know it's the comments are for, you know, the people that, you know, a bit more of a YouTuber person watching. But some people like might just watch it, think right, YouTube's for watching, Facebook's for chatting and having a go. You know? They have the section.
I think we've got YouTube. We have enough people having a go at us on YouTube.
Instagram's for the perfect prim and proper pictures. You know, that's what it's like, isn't it? You know, Instagram, you know, they all have their things. And YouTube's a bit more of a how to do as well.
No, but Facebook is groups.
Yeah,
that's what ruins Facebook.
And
because
chatting.
They get in a group and they think they can say what they want, and they seem to have this, some people, this mindset that
I don't know what Twitter's for.
I don't know, Elon Musk, I think. Just he'll obviously dictate whatever he owns it.
I think what Twitter's for.
But Elon Musk is a big meanie, so if it gets deleted.
No, I think what Twitter's for is so you put a tweet on, and then a few years later you'll get it thrown back at you.
Yeah,
that's what Twitter's for.
And I don't know how they find them. Like I'll have one from about 10 years ago, and I'll see this note. I mean, I usually just copy and paste stuff into Twitter. I don't go on it at all, apart from if I get a notification, and I very rarely do. Even though I've got quite a few followers, I very rarely get a notification because I don't go on it. And then you'll see this notification, like, oh, I've got a notification, and it'll be somebody that's liked your post about 10 years ago. You think, how did they find that post? Have they scrolled all the way down my feed? Because even I couldn't be bothered to do that, and that's my own feed. But Facebook groups, going back to that, it's some of the things they put, I think they don't realise that goes out to the world. You know, I just don't think they do. I think they've got this mindset that they're in their own little bubble and it's only going around to the people around them. I just really do. Because some of the things they put, I think, you know, any future employer or something, it's never going to employ you when you put stuff like that, and they'll put like racist comments and stuff. And I think they think they're in their own little bubble. And I think that's what ruins Facebook, is groups, because then they can go for it, can't they? You won't put that in your own personal thing.
It's like, yeah.
You see what I mean? I know what I'm getting at.
I know what you're getting at.
So, yeah. Terry says, I honestly couldn't keep up with all the online. Gary says, I commented on LFC post and had 500 likes. Well done. Well done, Gary. Well done. And was good at first, but sick of my phone going off with notifications.
I'm too famous for this.
Yeah. I can't deal with the fame. Well, you wouldn't be answering any comments, would you, Gary? I bet you would at first. You'd be all perky with your comments, and you're going, oh, I've got some comments. Look at me. And then after 500, you'd be going, oh, damn comments. Just go away, everybody. Abby says, well, I have an ex-boyfriend. Oh. I'm sure. When was it? When Billy came in, when he was full of soot, and you said, I'm sure you said, but I might have got it wrong, or you commented.
Like Twitter, we're holding the comments.
Yeah, we're holding you to ransom now, Abby. We want to know. I'm sure you said, unless you've got rid of him since then. I'm sure you said, my boyfriend won't mind, but I might have read it wrongly. Tracy says, agreed, Gary, and Carl says, thank you, Abby, and Abby sent some love hearts, and Tracy says, I won't go on Facebook if it wasn't for you. I won't go on Facebook if it wasn't for Matilda.
It wasn't for you.
Yeah, it wasn't for you. and you. And you have to do, because like Beyond Radio, volunteer groups on there, you need to know stuff. I don't like Facebook, I must admit. It's just such stupid idiots on there, some of them. The comments they put are just so stupid. and then it really annoys you. That's why I have to not look at it. And Abby says, yeah, I go through lots of boyfriends.
Well, you know.
So you've got rid of so she's obviously got rid of one since then. Bless her. Well done, Abby.
Yeah.
Keep
Well
going.
done.
Keep going, girl.
Right, I think we're done unless there's anything
No,
else.
that's it. A bit of a rant about your comments that you did go on a little bit about.
I don't know. I've got to stick up for myself. Somebody's having a go at me. Yeah, I've got to make my opinion made.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think they've got it.
Yeah, but as I said,
I don't think anybody's going to be going on there and saying, "What did you say about comments?" I didn't quite catch it.
I could run for longer.
Oh, I could. She could have done. I was in the background going, "Shut up."
Well, you've had been hearing it all day. But yeah. So as I said, there will be a bit of a cut down, but not dramatic, but just something, just so we can have a bit more time to do videos. And
she could have done a full live on that, on the comments. You'll see one come up. And it'll be Matilda Mulding's going live about comments.
Yeah. So if there's a video, I haven't even commented to anybody. Don't take it personally or anything.
I just not put comments on. You can block the comments off.
Well. Yeah, but then the thing is, then people can't chat to themselves. So it might just
because you like chatting between yourselves.
So
that would be really unfair.
I might just, do a lot of liking of the comments. Then you understand that I appreciate your comment, and I want to point that out. In fact, I appreciate your comments fully. And if I'm ready, I know what you mean. I'm reading your comments, even if it's like a request or anything. Just because I haven't responded back doesn't mean I don't know it or I'm gonna do it. So things like that. I'm just gonna say that. So then you don't think that every single comment's gonna get answered. It's not going to.
Notice this look like we've got a dating night on here. So Abby's put, yeah, I go through my boyfriends. Abby says that sounds really bad. Carl's put, look me up on Google. Gary
I think a relationship happened through Duolingo.
There we go. This would be so exciting to make a fantastic YouTube video. Gary says, nice one, Abby. Give me some tips. My Tinder's rubbish. Dave says, good night, both.
Good night.
Abby says, will do, Carl. I want a lovely emoji now. Carl says, not on my best. And Tracy says, like dating night. Do a blind date. That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it, for a YouTube video, wouldn't it? I wonder if Billy would be up for it.
Would you do it if we could actually do the YouTube video? So you both come, we'll have you separate in two separate places, means, like another hotel next to each other, whatever. And then, get a blindfold on you, on board, and then you have to, when you see these shows, and they have to, ask questions or something like that, we could do it.
Yeah, blind date.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with Cilla Black, wasn't it? Neville says, great news, well done. Have a great week, everyone. Yes. And I'm spoken for, by the way, so you're not going to get Neville on there.
No, perfect. I got what you mean now.
And Abby says, sounds fun. Right.
Right, we'll see you all later.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and have a lovely, lovely night.
And good night. And good luck.
And I'm planning on... I'll just quickly say, it's going to take a few seconds. We went to a bakery when we were heading over to York, and Mother already knew about this bakery, so we knew it was going to be good. And we went, and I had this wonderful, it's not called Victoria Sponge inside the bakery, but it was like this. I did take a video of everything I am going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do public or members, I haven't decided yet. And it's it was just a brilliant bakery, superb. And Mother got this tart thing with raspberries on, and you really loved it.
Yeah.
And then I got this massive big cream cake with basically a Victoria Sponge but really light. And I also had the same thing in Wales. And I want to remake it. I've searched up online. I can't find the recipe to make it that fluffy. But I think I'm just going to make Victoria Sponge. I made a Victoria Sponge once in my life for Tracy. That's the only time I made it. So I'm going to do a live stream making Victoria Sponge. I will need to do a practice first, and then I will give it a go. I am a bit busy this week because I've got a show and I'm just helped with, and it's show week. So that is taking a bit of my time this week. But so basically, obviously, I'm going to struggle to do it live inside the evening, and I do need to possibly I have to work out. The news show will definitely not be on Saturday. It could be on Sunday. They said they don't know whether they're going to do a show, and I'll find out by tomorrow. But it'll definitely not be on Saturday at least. So there will be a live stream of me making Victoria Sponge at some point.
So Ollie says do it, a zoo vlog. Van Transit says bye. Cal says bye. Tracy says night. Gary says bye.
Bye.
Tracy says first time you mentioned food tonight. Abby says cake. Tracy says what you having for supper. You won't believe what she's made tonight, Tracy, and the most wonderful, and I mean brilliant, lemon sponge. I think it's absolutely perfect. It's just so light and just so good. I've never known anything like it really. It's absolutely brilliant. So we're having that, Tracy. David says kitchen chaos. No, it went quite well this time. She didn't set fire to it. Abby
I
says
burnt some cookies this morning though.
cake is a romantic food.
So that yeah, we're doing a Victoria sponge, so that should be exciting.
Right, thank you so much everyone. And
Yes.
from when we were saying goodbye, we've been on another 30 minutes.
It was all because Abby said the word Taylor Swift.
Well done, Abby.
Well done, Abby.
And thank you, Adrian,
Yes,
you're a superstar.
Yeah, definitely, Adrian. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Adrian just put back. So goodbye.
Hi, Adrian.
And so is Abby. So good night, Abby. Bye. See you all later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.